Hello, this is Mayor Ed again. I just made a video of where, right next to the reservoir in Manhattan, the Central Park Reservoir, and where the bridle path used to be, just to the right there, and the reservoir is beyond there. And there's no reason to have cars driving through Central Park. There's absolutely no reason, at least not around the reservoir. So we could repurpose this part of the drive, the Central Park Road, Ring Road, and turn it into a walk filled with cafes and restaurants, open from morning till night, from breakfast through dinner and after dinner drinks, all the way, so let's say from 8 o'clock in the morning until midnight, every day of the week, beautifully lit. And not only does this greatly increase the pleasure of living in New York City and visiting it, but it greatly enhances safety in the park, because the more people you have walking around the park at all times of the day and night, the safer it is. So we'd have restaurants and cafes down by the reservoir, right on the boardwalk at the water level, all around the reservoir. Then we'd have the bridle path, and then parallel to the bridle path, where I am now, bridle path being right there, the reservoir being just beyond. So here we'd have a walk, a beautiful walk with lots of beautiful flowers planted and lots of cafes and restaurants. Lit, very well lit in the evenings, and serving food of all different prices and categories from morning till night. So this is another underutilized asset, tremendous asset of New York City, of Manhattan, which Mayor Mamdani should also consider doing. I mean, I would, if I had been elected mayor, I would have done it immediately. My priorities, of course, education, public school, greatly improving the public schools, and their curriculum is my number one priority, but number two would be greatly enhancing the quality of life in New York City, with transforming the reservoir into a swimming oasis, restoring the bridle path, making this, eliminating the traffic around Central Park for the cars, and having it all with beautiful walks with lots of flower beds and restaurants and cafes. And that also, all three of these projects would be great revenue generators. Sales taxes, sales taxes, sales taxes. The more sales taxes we have, the more tourism we have, the less we need to increase income taxes. And the same with the school reform. If everybody is really well educated the way they would be with my school reform, my public school reform, there would hardly be any more poverty. Social expenditures could go way down. There'd be practically no crime. We'd have an enormous increase in sales tax revenues from the residents, who, being wealthier, would spend a lot more, and they wouldn't require subsidies of any sort. So this affordability problem, which they call, it's not an affordability problem, it's a poverty and low income problem. So the solution is not what Mamdani thinks and the social Democrats, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders, city-run grocery stores. I mean, that's absolutely an absurd idea, and their policies would only perpetuate poverty. We want to end poverty, and there's a very strict correlation between the level of education and poverty. High levels of education lead to very low poverty. Low levels of education lead to widespread poverty. That's what we have in New York City, because our public schools are so mediocre, along with their deficient curriculums. So Look at my platform. Look carefully at all my videos where I explain my platforms. Spread the word and help me win the next election. In the meantime, spread the word and have Mamdani adopt these solutions. I'm counting on you. Thanks for listening and watching. This is Mayor Ed again. See you next time.